Hi-ho, what's up? How's it going? Other generic YouTuber intros. IAmPattyJack. This is Battle Riders, or Battle Racers? What is it called? It is called Battle Riders. I don't know exactly how that makes sense. I'm assuming Battle Racers is the name of another game entirely, so that's probably why they called it. They were like, I'm gonna call my game Battle Racers, and then, well, you know, it was already a thing. Nonetheless, this is Battle Riders. It's a game that came out a couple days ago. I had a code for it. I didn't check it out until today because I've been kind of stressed out and doing other things. But I played it, and aside from it being a mobile port, the only basis I have on that is that it still says tap the screen to continue in a couple places, which is like usually indicative that they didn't really do the best porting job ever. But it is a game on Steam now that does work, and I've been playing a couple different modes in it. This is some pre-recorded footage of it. This is from the survival mode, and it's probably the easiest mode you're ever gonna see. Although, this was like my third time attempting this particular race in survival mode, and every time I would just blow up, because in this mode, even though there are health pickups, you don't regain health when you pick them up. And the game doesn't tell you that, so, you know, that's a thing that happened. What ended up happening was like, oh, I'm gonna go and heal my car. Nope, it was just damaged the same way as before. I did figure out how to win this mode every single time, though, without taking any damage. Right there, I have no idea how I exploded. Maybe there was a car behind me somehow. I don't think there was, but I could be totally wrong. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. It didn't look like the car dropped anything, a la Mario Kart with like the banana peels or whatever, but, you know, maybe it did. Because there are hazards and mines and stuff in these modes, and there are mines on this level. Maybe I hit one, I just didn't see it. Although the car did kind of run directly over it before I did, so who knows what happened. But after this is the one where I figured it out. Because in survival mode, if you just stay at the back of the pack the entire time and shoot the cars until they explode, then you win, because the cars can't shoot behind them. So there's no point in being in the leader part of this race at all. You just stay in the back and then you just explode the other cars. I feel like this mode would have worked better if they had made some extra maps that were like arenas instead, because there's very little like actual challenge in this mode at all when you just figure out you can stay behind them all and they can't do anything about it, so that's kind of annoying. Now, there are regular modes in this game too, like regular battle racing modes that are like, oh, you got killed, now you respawn and you're way at the back, and then you have to be in first place at the end of the race. So that's nice, and that works a bit better. This mode just doesn't really do anything, because you just you shoot the cars until they blow up and then you win. It's like there's nothing else. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that other than it's really, really easy. But yeah, if you're hearing the music right now, by the way, that is very much some stock music from, I think, IAmPattyJack.com. I know this because I've used that specific music in videos before. And I know many other YouTubers who use that as, like, intro music and stuff, so that's the thing that's happening. I also don't see them crediting IAmPattyJack, which is something you're supposed to do when you use their royalty-free music. So maybe it's in, like, the credits of the game or something, or maybe they bought a license, but usually you see people crediting it when you do that. I don't know. The game itself is okay, from what I've played. It's like, the battle racing is definitely the better mode, more than anything, because you get to shoot the cars and stuff. You can upgrade your car to have different weapons, like that guy has a missile launcher, and whatever. There's no online mode in this, by the way. It is a mobile port after all, and putting online modes in mobile ports is usually not on their list of things to do. It feels very mobile-y as well. The cars kind of auto-accelerate. You can turn that off, but they do They keep going fast, no matter what. And it's got some very simplistic controls. You can control it with the arrow keys or the WASD keys. No point in using the WASD keys because the shooting buttons, the firing buttons for your weapons are, let's see, what are they again? They are K and L or Z and X. That makes no sense whatsoever, and you could just bind them to the mouse buttons, but, you know, whatever. It works. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's a very odd design decision, so don't really know what's up with that. And it does basically make the WASD keys non-functional unless you want to use the K and L. Honestly, to me, it was easier to use the arrow keys and then use K and L or Z and X, but, you know, like, it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, how did they think that's a good idea? I mean, it's not a bad idea, but it's like they changed something that didn't necessarily need to be changed for no foreseeable reason whatsoever. I don't know, it's kind of weird. So there's like 2 different modes in this game. There's regular, like, single race mode, and then there's campaign mode. I'm doing the campaign mode right now, and it's mostly just like win in all these races and then unlock other races and stuff, and then you can upgrade your car a little bit and like get paint jobs and new weapons and things like that. That's kind of fine. Nothing wrong with that. Not a whole lot of content. I don't imagine this game is like super expensive. In fact, let's look at that right now. Let's go to the store page. I'm just going to the store page while I'm talking here. And the game is, okay, so $8.79 Canadian, so what's that, like, probably $8 or so? I think you could get some enjoyment out of that. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the price tag on that one. I don't know how much it is on mobile. If it's like $2 on mobile, and then they just ported the regular game over, then, you know, maybe not so great. Maybe don't do that, but I have no idea if that's what they did or not. This canyon map was kind of annoying. You see, I passed a mine right there. You would never tell other than those 3 frames that it was in, so there's not really much avoiding them. It's kind of like you have to remember where they go. I feel like if you want a battle racer, there's probably way better games than this. Like, even in the regular battle racing mode, your car just kind of, unless you get the health packs, you're gonna explode at some point if you're not at the back of the pack. And I've had it a couple times where it's kind of annoying, where it's like, I was literally 2 feet away from a health pack, then I exploded. Bad luck, I know, but it's still kind of irritating. Because it seems like you can't really avoid it a lot of the time. You know, like in Mario Kart, they lay down the banana peels, and then you can avoid them if you're good enough. Sometimes you can't, but usually you can. There's no, like, regular machine guns or anything in that game. In this game, it's like, oh, the AI just kind of hits you a few times, whittles down your health, and if you're unlucky, you're gonna explode. There's nothing you can do about it. I do prefer having, like, the Mario Kart system where it's like, you shoot the shells forward and you have to aim with them. Obviously not with the one blue shell, is it? That just kind of, like, takes out the leader. But, you know, that's, like, the one item out of all the other ones that take a little bit of aiming and skill to use, like, in some fashion or another. My voice died right there. I get nervous when I do these sometimes. Like, my voice and my breath runs out. I don't know if you're another YouTuber and you're watching this, let me know if that happens to you. I don't know if it's, like, my anxiety kicking in, or if it's just, like, I'm not properly breathing while I do these, because I get, like, all worked up. It's like, oh, I gotta talk about battle riders. You know, that might be a thing, too. But yeah, if you're a YouTuber, or anyone that does public speaking, really, you don't have to be of the YouTube clan specifically, let me know what you do, or if that happens to you as well. So yeah, them's my thought on battle riders. It's alright. I don't know if it's worth $8. Depends on how much it was on iOS. You could do better, though, I think. That's, it's probably the case.